Sports. I'm your host, Kevin Humphreys. Joining me today, two very, very important people. Jack Feldman, who's been on here before, and we have a special guest from KSL, Salt Lake Bees, um, very
Everything.
famous feature on Big Noon Kickoff today. Got a picture with Dave Portnoy, Jackson Winder. Dude, guys, college football is crazy today. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I worked a little this morning, but was able to catch some games during some breaks. But a lot of good games today, which was a lot of fun.
Ja- Jackson?
Like Kevin said, I was at Big Noon Kickoff this morning. Got to see all the Utah fans when they were all happy. That didn't last too long, but I had a good time seeing them. Seeing all the boys from Big Noon Kickoff, Dave Portnoy, Big Cat. Got to yell at Urban Meyer. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a good environment. They kept saying how good Utah fans were and how this was the best Big Noon Kickoff experience. And I was like, I think you guys say that everywhere you go, but I don't know. But it was cool to see all those guys and be up and close with them.
Yeah, man. Let's start with that game. Just jump right in. Big Noon Kickoff. Utah, like one of the preseason favorites. Texas Tech, one of the preseason favorites to win the Big 12. And it was a disaster of a first half. We had 5 turnovers. Utah fumbled twice. Um, Utah's quarterback threw a terrible interception. Baron Morton for Texas Tech threw two kind of like 50-50 balls that both just ended up getting picked off. But it was bad. Jackson, what was your what was your initial reaction to seeing that first half?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you don't play a good team to start the season, like Utah did. I mean, the offense looked good against, UCLA, Wyoming for parts of that game, and then obviously Cal Poly. And yeah, I mean, usually Texas Tech isn't known for being a good defensive team.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I gotta give credit to them. They look good, obviously led by their captain Jacob Rodriguez. They got around the ball, and I've really never seen that from a Texas Tech team before in my life. I'm really just so used to watching like the Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech teams where he was scoring 50, but they were giving up 60 and losing. So it's kind of crazy how they've turned it around and they kind of play both ways now. So that was a shocker to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, I think the biggest question mark that we took out from this game is Devin Dampier good?
That is the question. Is he a capable quarterback to throw the ball? Because this is really the first time that he was tested where he actually did need to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, I mean, they've led for most of the year, if not the whole year, up
Yeah.
until this game. And so there was really no need of like, this is a for sure passing situation. And in turn, we saw him struggle quite a bit. I mean, yeah, Utah is a defensive team, but if you're scoring 10 points a game while you're getting a few turnovers, you're not going to be a 500 team. So
Yeah.
that's what I took out of it is yeah, Texas Tech they look really good, but also Utah's offense is not what people think it was going to be.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny to see the whole 180 from Utah fans. For 3 weeks, it was like we finally got a quarterback, we finally got an offense, and then after today was back to, oh no, we suck again. Water boy, right? That's kind of what it was. And I mean, to your credit, Jack, like Dampier sucked today, but he's shown flashes, right? Like that in that UCLA game. I know UCLA is
He's
not good, but like
talented.
they
He's
had that
talented.
long drive where it was like this is a ground and pound team, sustained a long drive, he went and scored. But like he has this tendency where he and I think he picked it up when he's at New Mexico, right? Because not a whole lot of talent around him, playing the Mountain West. I felt like there he felt like he needed to be Superman all the time, and he just got prone to making stupid decisions. And we saw that happen today where he got flustered and just would throw the ball up, and it was just like, you got the talent, like you've got a good arm, but the decision making is just, it's hard to watch.
No, yeah. I mean, That if you guys remember there's like an ineligible guy downfield when he threw that
Mhm.
The touchdown.
9-yard touchdown.
That was a dime.
Yeah.
That was a dime.
That was the craziest throw.
Yeah.
But so I think it's not just him, but there's just a lot of boneheaded decisions by a lot of Utah offensive players today. And there's a lot of stuff that they need to figure out if they're going to compete in the Big 12 this year. Obviously, I think they can do it. I still think they're a really good football team because they are so defensively sound. They're going to be able to cause havoc and give their offense short field this stuff. But it just comes down to, is Dampier not going to play a one-man band? Is he going to trust his team and try not to do enough? He reminds me of Kevin Jennings last year.
Yes.
First half of the season. That's what I see.
Yeah. Dampier did struggle. I mean, I'm looking at it here. He threw 25. He had 25 completions for 162 yards, which is that is so many short throws, nothing down the field. Obviously, he has the big explosive that gets called back. But other than that throw, I didn't really think he did anything super special. And for as much hype as Utah's offensive line got coming into the season, which I totally bought, I thought that this was the best line of scrimmage team, in the Big 12, and that was going to carry them. All Utah needs to be able to do is run the football well, and they're going to be a good team. And they did not dominate Texas Tech on the line of scrimmage, and that was the most shocking thing to me. Was I at least thought that of all the things that you could rely on, their offensive line was it, and they weren't able to do that. And obviously, Texas Tech might have the best talent top to bottom on defense, so maybe it was just a one-off, and they'll still roll through the rest of the lighter Big 12 fronts. But the offensive line not dominating today if I'm a Utah fan, that's where I'm hitting the panic button. Everything else fails, that's what they should rely on, and it just didn't work for them today.
I do think their O-line, I think they're still the best in the country, or at least top 3. I really do. Spencer Funnell is going to be a top 10, 15 pick. I think the thing about this Utah team that in years past, they've always been great on the front line, both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
The problem is, in years past, they've had good running backs. I don't think they have really any capable playmaker on offense, period. Their best playmaker is a cornerback, Smith Snowden.
Right. I want to get into
they don't have it. They don't have a receiver that can take the top of the defense. They don't have really even a possession receiver, and their running backs is just not as good as they used to have. You got Zach Moss, you've got Devontae Booker.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go on and on about the running backs they've produced that have gone to the NFL, and I just don't see. I'm just looking at the guys today, Nakari Rogers, 10 carries for 37 yards. Nobody with that line, you should be getting 5 yards a carry, but
right.
I don't know what the problem is there, because just on paper alone, with that line, you should be producing more than 101 rush yards.
Yeah, Jack. If your offense is relying mostly on defensive players, and a lot of the pro Utah narrative has been oh, look at them, they're using their best defensive players on offense as well. That's so cool. Teams should start doing that more. And it's been looked at in this positive. But to me, what that screams is, man, the offensive guys we recruited, they're bad. I think that's more of an alarm. I think that's more of a sign of oh, this is really bad. We're not in a good situation. Do you feel the same way, or do you like what Utah's doing there?
No, I agree with that. I think it also just wears you out, and that's the biggest issue I see with that. I mean, when you play both sides of the ball, you're going to get tired in the fourth quarter, and we saw that today. They gave up 24 points in the fourth quarter, or whatever it was. I don't have it pulled up, but
24.
Yeah,
24.
You just get exhausted, and so you're going to make mistakes. You're going to not be as explosive on offense. You're going to give up plays on defense, and then the other team, they're going to be fresh because they've had the time to sit on the bench and get rested up, and then they're fresh in the fourth quarter. So that's my biggest thing. I'm not as concerned of like talent wise, but it's more of what does my team look like in winning situations? Because going into the fourth quarter, we had a tie game, and then you get outscored by 24 in the fourth because of those decisions. So that's where I see it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, the quick overreaction was, oh my gosh, Texas Tech's the best team in the Big 12 after watching this game. But, I agree with you. I think it came, a lot of it was just because they wore out Utah. And granted, they did it with a backup quarterback, which was super impressive, which, by the way, Baron Morton's got to be one of the dumbest running quarterbacks in college football because he was like
I don't think he is a running quarterback.
well, exactly. I didn't understand why they were trying to run him because every single time he was putting his head down and just asking to get knocked out of the game. Like it looked like he was like trying to get like draw a targeting penalty, I guess. But then he ended up out of the game, which, by the way, if you're right, if you're Texas Tech, are you kind of like
blessing in disguise, honestly?
What are you like? You're kind of like, wait, I kind of want to see more of this cat, right?
That might be my. I think that's my biggest takeaway of this game was just how good Will Hammond was. Like coming in as is he a true freshman or a redshirt freshman?
Yeah,
either way, you're a freshman coming. You're a freshman coming into Rice-Eccles Stadium. This is supposed to be the hardest place to play in the Big 12.
Oh,
and you go in and you just start dicing it up
narrative.
okay, but you go into a place that's supposed to be hostile and you just start dicing it up like it's nobody's business. He made some throws where I was just like, did he really just make that pass? I literally could not believe it. And then to find out like he's got some connections to the church and
why
Utah fans are probably like, why don't we recruit this kid?
Because he came off a mission. He's not a true freshman.
So there you go. I'm sure BYU might be thinking, why don't we recruit this kid or get this kid there either? But we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later too. But still, like the way that this guy's playing, I was like, he's been the best quarterback on the field all day, and there's been 3.
He was 100%. The best quarterback today.
Yeah,
I'm also all bought in on Texas Tech defense. I hope you guys know. Maybe it's too early for y'all to do that, but hands down, I play with them. So I play college football. I started my dynasty with Texas Tech, and these boys become like legit in a couple of years. So just so you guys know, I am fully bought in on this Texas Tech defense this year.
Okay, so Jack's analysis is strictly from how good he is at
college football sim.
Their training camp next year, they skyrocket in the ratings, just so y'all know.
Hey, I believe it. With Texas Tech,
I think it more has to do with the fact that they got a lot of money in NIL.
Yeah. But next year, dude, look out, especially with Hammond next season, dude. Like what he showed today, everyone, if there's a bandwagon to jump on, we saw Arch Manning play worse, and people were talking crazy about him last year. This guy was awesome, and they're going to keep spending. They have an incredible recruiting class coming in next year, so I'm almost there with Texas Tech this year. There was a game that happened today that had me feeling really good about a certain team contending in the Big 12. We'll get to that later. And I'm not all in on Texas Tech because of that. But anything else from this game that you guys want to hit before we move on to the next game?
Texas Tech's my Big 12 champion.
All right. And you look like a genius.
It's too early to call that for me. The Big 12 was crazy. I told
Kev on Thursday that whoever
I like him though.
Game, I just said whoever win this game is going to win the Big 12. So I got
Yeah.
Texas Tech winning the Big 12 locked
I can
in.
see it.
All right. Next game, Clemson loses to Syracuse. The final score was 34-21, and that was like a nice final score in my opinion. Syracuse came in, they were flexing on him the whole game, like whole game start to finish. It was just a complete dismantling of Clemson. So Dabo's been whining all week about how he doesn't feel appreciated at Clemson, even though he's won, he's had 7 playoff appearances in the last 10 years. He's won like 8 ACC championships or something crazy like that. But is is it over for Dabo because of, inability to use the transfer portal? Jackson, what do you think?
I thought about this today, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they've used the portal. Like this was the first offseason that they've kind of
They got
gone into
like
it, right?
a handful of players, but nothing
Yeah,
like
but
they're
this is
not
like,
they're not in there
but
trying to spend.
but they're actually using it to
Eh,
actually like kind of right, but they're not
Yeah.
still living in the past, not using it.
Right.
So I was thinking about this with Dabo. It's like, and it's kind of similar. What coach was it? Is another coach kind of in a similar spot? I can't think of who it was, but if it comes to me, I'll say it.
Bobby
But
Bowden, Florida State.
I just feel like no, it's a current coach. I can't think
Okay.
of
Okay.
what team it was,
No
but a coach
worries.
who's like, obviously done a lot for the program, but like, sometimes you hit a certain place where you just can't go any further. And I feel like that's kind of the problem with Dabo. It's like, yeah, he's a legendary coach. He's done all this for Clemson, but it's like, what's the buyout looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know where you can go from here. Like, they just don't look good. And I mean, Klubnik's had an interesting career. He
Yeah.
comes in, after DJU, he shows a little bit of flash that first year. Then he takes
Yeah.
a step back a second year. Last year, he made improvements. They go to the playoff, right? They actually were, in a close game with Texas. And then, obviously some people had him their favorite to win the national championship this year. And he's not looked good.
Crazy.
I had a good game today, stat padding wise, but like he
No.
hasn't.
No.
Well, if you look, I say it, like stat padding wise, if you look at it, you'll just get looked at the box score and be
Yes.
like, 37-60, 363 yards, 3 touchdowns. But it's like going into this game, he was 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like
Yeah.
they were in a dogfight with Troy for
Mhm.
2.5, 3 quarters. It was like, why are you in a dogfight with Troy at home? Like, sure, you could be in a dogfight with LSU. LSU's got a really good roster, really good team, but like
Yeah.
you're still at home in that game, and you like could barely move the ball. He's kind of I don't think he's the only person for blame for Clemson. I think Dabo needs to look himself in the mirror. They just look stale. I just think the product is stale. I just don't know where you go from there.
Yeah. Jack, when you look at Clemson, do you think, they hit big time on 2 quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and then the last 2, kind of stints, it's been DJ and Cade. Do you think it's as simple as they just haven't found the right quarterback to run their system, or do you think it's just a kind of a total failure top to bottom with coaching staff, using the transfer portal? Like, do you think it's just as simple as they just don't have a good quarterback anymore, and that's what's different?
I don't think it's that simple. I feel like, well, first off, if a Clemson team is throwing the ball 60 times in a game, we
Right.
got other issues to figure out than the quarterback play, because no Clemson team should be throwing the ball 60 times to get back into a game,
Mhm.
especially against Syracuse. But anyway,
No disrespect to the Orange, but
that's true. Yes.
but still.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of stuff to figure out with Clemson. I think it comes down to schools are spending money and you're not spending money. And that's going to catch up with you because they're getting the talent that you used to get out of high school, but they're getting them 2 years later when they're matured, when they're already played some college football, and you're not getting those guys. And I think that's what it comes down to is they're getting people with experience. You're getting guys that are 18 out of high school. And so for me, what I've seen in college sports in the last few years is experience outweighs talent now.
Mhm.
And that's not what I thought a few years ago. But ever since the transfer portal started getting super big, in all sports in college, I think experience outweighs the talent now.
Yeah.
Because Klubnik is supposed to be that guy. These upcoming 5-star freshman quarterbacks, these freshman receivers, these freshman everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the glitz and the glamour, but the no star from Weber State transferred middle linebacker is going to be the All-American now, which is crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like
Hey, I will say some of those 5-star QBs, the freshmen are good. We got 3 good ones, maybe 4 right now in college football. But
hey,
I agree with what you're saying though about the experience. I think you see it a lot more with college basketball,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
you need a good mix of guys, because obviously there's guys that can come in and play right away. But kind of going off what we said, like Clemson's not that team anymore where it's like people are going there because they're going to win and there's no money involved. Now that there's money involved, it's like, well, I've got options now. Some of these other schools are opening the checkbook and they can compete now. So it's like, I don't have to just go to Alabama or Clemson to compete for national title. I could go to like a Tennessee, an Oklahoma,
Right.
Arizona State. Like I can go somewhere else, get paid, be the number one guy. I don't just have to go. I can kind of pick where I want to live. I don't have to go to, Clemson.
Right. And
No
that's
disrespect to
that's the
Clemson, but
thing.
still.
Clemson, it used to be, I'm going to go to Clemson to win a national championship.
Mhm.
Now you got, I'm going to go to LSU to compete for a championship and get paid $500,000. So that's where it comes down to is Clemson's not that's not the thing of college sports anymore where championship's the biggest thing. It's money then championship, in my opinion.
And playing time.
Right.
yes. Well, yeah. And I think especially with Clemson, like the other thing is too, like if you look at just like their roster from a like overall like talent rating, like they put together some crazy classes, but they have not developed those guys into anything special. Like
Mhm.
at some point when you're a junior and you were 5-star, but you haven't been playing up to, 5-star production, guess what? You're probably not a 5-star anymore in 95% of cases. And I feel like that's the thing where Clemson just hasn't been able to develop like any of these guys like they were. Brent Venables had that defense like and you look at Oklahoma, like Brent Venables is still developing 5 stars at Oklahoma, 4 and 5 stars at Oklahoma into a great defense. And Clemson hasn't been able to do that defensively since he left. Where
I-
and
I
like
had
same
that.
on
Well,
offense as
I
well.
had that thought. I had that thought today watching the Auburn game. I was like, Auburn Oklahoma game. I was like, how much credit are we going to give Brent Venables for the Clemson dynasty? Like, I know Oklahoma fans have had their beef with Venables, but like, man, his defenses are
You can't argue
good.
with the
And
defense.
no, you can't. And it's like Clemson defensively has not been the same team. Like, and that's the thing. Like, they were playing really good defenses in those national championship years with guys that like you never heard of. I mean, obviously they
Yeah.
had some big guys on the line, but like there's a lot of guys that were like in the secondary or linebacking core was like kind of plug and play guys that didn't really do nothing in the
Yeah.
NFL, but he was getting the most out of those guys. And now it's like you still have that talent. Because all I heard was how good Clemson's D line was, and I haven't seen that.
We haven't
this
seen
year
it.
at all.
We haven't
Like,
seen it.
but they supposedly have the guys, but the coaching is not there. So how much credit
Mhm.
do you give Brent Venables for that? That's the question I had, or thought I had in my head when I was watching the Oklahoma game today.
Yeah. Real quick, Jack, before we move on to the next game, if you are an SEC team and you're moving on from your coach at the end of the season, we just saw a team wearing blue and orange, pretty similar colors to Clemson, lose their third game in a row tonight. There's some other SEC teams that that are probably looking to move on at the end of the season. Like, if you're one of those teams and Dabo's like, "Hey, I'm interested. Are you interested back, or are you like, no, I'm." How much does the last 5 years sway you versus what he was able to do, in the last like 10 or 15 years?
All right. I think that's what it comes down to is, do you want that coach prestige? But with that, I mean, there's just so many variables that people don't understand about the head coaching job that
Yeah.
goes on underneath everything. And I think about like Bill Belichick going to UNC. Like, there's so much hype because it's Bill Belichick. But obviously it's not going to work, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the same thing with Dabo in the future if he does leave. It's going to be, oh my gosh, we have this guy that won national championship after national championship, got tons of guys in the 2010s, like this glorious coach, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want to adapt, which means he's not going to survive.
You're telling me
Yeah.
Florida wouldn't take him right now over Billy Napier?
I never said that.
Okay, but over the other candidates
If you
that
got other
are out
candidates,
there.
I'm interviewing other people.
But do you think if Dabo went to Florida with that NIL and that fan base and alumni base that's like starving to win again, like you don't think that he would? I'll get into the portal. I got my because Florida's got probably more money than Clemson, right? Can we
Yes.
maybe agree on that?
Yeah.
You don't think he would make like
Well,
he
that's
would
the
have more
thing.
resources?
But he's so thin-skinned.
Right.
though.
That's true. That's true.
If he adapts, I'm hiring him
Mhm.
immediately.
Mhm.
But just because of that, his mentality, his mindset,
That's fair.
it's like I'm doing it my way, and that's that. I'm not
Yeah.
changing, and that's when I have issues.
Yeah. Okay.
John Summerall, Florida head coach, Florida Gator coach. That's the next guy right there. Calling it now.
I was really rooting for who's at UNLV right now? Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen.
I was really
You want him-
rooting like for him to go to the playoff this year, and then it's Florida, and then the best head coach on the market is Dan Mullen. I wanted that. I wanted them to admit that they were wrong.
They were wrong. They were wrong. I don't care like if Dan Mullen really isn't that good of a coach and he's not a good defensive coach, but like Florida's never reached the level of success in the last, since Urban left with that. Like
Mullen
outside
was
of
the best
Mullen,
since Urban. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, we can agree on that.
And it's not close.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking, this is the last game. Well, one of the last games that was interesting in that early window. SMU TCU. Josh Hoover came out bald again, threw for a casual 379 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And to me, this is the team that I think, there's Texas Tech and I think it's TCU that to me are at the top right now from what we've seen. TCU shut down SMU's offense better than anyone else we've seen this season, which I thought was really impressive. I think it showed that, they are an offensive team. There's no doubt about that. But can they get the stops that they need to? Absolutely. They were down in the fourth quarter and they got the stops they needed to, and they won comfortably at the end. Jackson, are you Jack's all in on Texas Tech? Is TCU? Are you like me? Is TCU the team that's got you wavering on Texas Tech?
Before the season started, I was like a little worried about TCU. Like, I mean, worried as in like, I think they could make some noise. And as someone who was bore witness to what TCU can do when they go to the playoff,
Oh,
it's all fun and games until TCU makes it to the dance.
oh,
And this team so far looks like that 22 team, like that they can get it, they can make some noise. I don't know if they're as good as that team was, but Josh Hoover's pretty darn good.
He's better than Max Duggan.
Yeah, Max Duggan had that dual threat ability, so it's hard to judge the two. He's definitely more of a gunslinger, and they're a team that just like sneaks up on you, and I think that's what they're doing this year. I'd be worried if I was the rest of the Big 12. I think they're going to be a hard out. Like I don't know if for certain that they're a favorite, but they're going to be a hard out for sure.
Jack, why are we wrong?
I don't think you're completely wrong because I think Hoover is the most underrated quarterback in the nation by far.
Yeah, production
by far.
Nobody talks about
production wise.
He needs to be on top 10 on Heisman list right now.
Oh, easily.
Yes.
I don't love this SMU team, and
Agreed.
Abilene Christian and North Carolina are nobodies this year.
North Carolina's not nobodies, but they're not.
They got beat by
I
UCF, and
I know
UCF
they
is
did.
bad.
I
UCF
know.
is
I
very
know.
bad.
I picked North Carolina. I know.
They got Bill Belichick, so they're not nobodies. But other than that,
they're playing like nobodies.
well, like I look at their schedule, and like they have the schedule to make the Big 12 championship for sure.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to play Texas Tech. You get Iowa State at home. You get Baylor at home. You got Kansas State on the road. Kansas State's not great.
They're not good. They're not good at all.
You got BYU at BYU. That'll be
tough.
That's gonna be a good game, but I think what they do well could hurt
they'll
BYU.
be favored. I think they'll be a slight favorite.
I think that's gonna be a good game.
And so I think when they meet up with Iowa State, they will be undefeated. They'll be 7-0. So I think that's going to be the massive game if they can take care of Iowa State at home. And then they got BYU in Provo, and then they got at Houston, which I think Houston is another sneaky good
Houston's
team.
on the way up.
They're not great.
I agree.
They're not amazing yet, but they are a lot better than last year.
But that's why I was saying, like, some of these Big 12 teams, like, it's hard to pick who's going to win it.
Right.
I just think there's so many teams that could just kind of what Kansas did end of last year, just ruin team seasons at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I think the Big 12 has so many teams like that where it's like, I don't really know who's going to win it because I feel like anybody can win later in the year.
Yep. So I definitely think TCU has the schedule to make it to the Big 12 championship. And then it's who plans better, is Texas Tech or TCU going to be planning that better because they don't get that chance to play each other in the regular season beforehand. So I don't think you're wrong. I just think Texas Tech is better than TCU at the end of the day because I think Texas Tech has the better defense.
They've got the better win too. They got the better win so far this year.
Yeah,
and they went and played at Utah.
Yes, they already have the.
So that's why you're wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't disagree with you. I think. I think we're all on the same page. Honestly, I think we are. Yeah.
No, this team's good though. I'm excited to watch TCU this year. It should be a lot of fun.
By the way, we did talk about Josh Hoover, but Eric McAllister had 8 receptions for 254 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. So they have another Quentin Johnston who, F me and Jack, just nightmares, man. Every single time I see him catch a football, it's just nightmares, man.
He could catch the slant route against Michigan, but he can't do it in the NFL. I just don't understand.
No. He can this year. He can
now. Jim Harbaugh taught him how to catch a football. He goes out there with the gloves pregame, and he shows him, hey, this is how you catch the football. No, he looks good this year. I'm finally I'm happy that he looks good because I'm like, we lost to this guy in the Fiesta Bowl. So I'm glad that he's doing good.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, Arkansas, another SEC team that their head coach is gone. Dude, I don't know if you guys caught the end of this game. They had the ball at the 8-yard line. They were down 1 with the ball at the 8-yard line. All they had to do was run out the clock and kick a field goal or get in the end zone for the win, and they fumble.
I heard they had 2 costly fumbles. Is that correct?
They had an interception in the fourth quarter.
That's what it was.
And then so they were up 31-20, and then they had an interception. Memphis came down and scored. Then Memphis scored again, got the lead, and then they had the ball with like 4 minutes left. They were there. They were on the 8-yard line. Just all they had to do was just hold on to the football. They didn't. And then at the very end, Memphis has them in 3rd and 9, and then Arkansas has them in 3rd and 9, and Memphis's backup quarterback runs for like 20 yards, seals the game. Like just
Mhm.
Arkansas, it's a dead program, unfortunately. I think Taylor Green is
I-
awesome. That offense is awesome, but it just sucks. They're they're
I'm not the biggest.
feisty.
I'm not the biggest Taylor
but they're
Green
not
guy, but I'm looking at their schedule right now. It's gonna be a long time for them to get a win, honestly.
Yeah, this was it.
They host Notre Dame.
Brutal.
No.
They're at-
What we've seen from Notre Dame, that's not an automatic win.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's
but
defense is bad.
I know.
Well,
But
not bad.
have you seen Arkansas's defense though?
That's
But
gonna
if
be
they
like
it might be a shootout. I would still take Notre Dame that. Then they're at Tennessee.
True.
They're at home
Loss.
against A&M.
Loss.
Then they host Auburn, which I mean Auburn looked pretty good today in a tough environment. So, and then they host Mississippi State, which 4-0 for the first time since I think 2013.
Well,
But that would be the game. But then after that, it's at LSU, at Texas, and they host Missouri. So
they're
Yeah.
3-9 this year.
they might not win another game. Honestly, they might not win another
I'll
game.
get
Sam
one.
Pittman's as good as gone. They need to delve into that Walmart money and. Hey, John Summerall could go there too. I don't know. Somebody's gonna go there.
John Gruden, man, that's
John's going there, maybe.
dude.
John Calipari's already there.
Okay. Ed Ogeron. You got Ed Ogeron, John
Coach
Gruden,
Oden.
or Dabo.
I'm telling you, John Summerall. That's what I'm going for, guys. Tulane, Green Wave, baby. I'm John Summerall all day. He's coaching the Sun Belt. Okay, he's familiar with that area.
Yeah, and what
Obviously
happened
with Troy and Tulane. So I'm going. He would be my pick in that geographical area. But
and look at how well a good Sun Belt coach worked out at Florida.
hey, John Summerall's better than Billy Napier. He's making Jake Retzloff look good.
Oh no!
He's
no!
Not
No.
today against Ole Miss.
No,
Not
he's
against Ole Miss,
not.
but
Yeah,
against
let's
Duke
get-
last week. Against the
let's-
Manny
no,
Diaz
let's-
defense last
let-
week.
let's-
basketball team.
Let's get to Ole Miss Tulane, Jack. You said that Tulane was your pick to make be the G5 representative, which I will say this game does not kill that, but
It's
it
the
definitely
wake-up call.
it definitely ruins your confidence. In
Oh
it.
yeah, this is brutal. I thought they'd put up a little bit of a fight, but like you said, it was at Ole Miss. Biggest game for Tulane, and who knows how long. I mean,
But since the last time they played Ole Miss.
yeah. But I mean, I don't really know what to say honestly with this team. I think I just like Jake Retzloff, honestly.
Can I share you guys a theory that I heard this week about Jake Retzloff? Is that okay?
Yes.
I don't know how much
Does-
it affects him now that he's in Louisiana, but his time at BYU, he's not good in the cold weather. You look at his best games that he's had at BYU in the heat. Last year at UCF, beginning of the season in Provo.
Baylor.
But then when you go later in the year, like his first couple games starting at home against Oklahoma, at home against Iowa State, on the road against Oklahoma State, West Virginia, cold. He was terrible. Then you go to last year, he was terrible. Then you go to last year, Kansas, even Oklahoma State. He didn't play good in that game. Like
Just
he
the
had to
dread of
he
that.
had to bail him out at the end of the game, but like really wasn't that good against a bad Oklahoma State team.
Yep.
And then you got Arizona State for the first half.
That was warm though. It's
Yeah, but still.
I think he was playing through a lot at the end of last season. I mean, from what I knew about it, is that he was playing pretty banged up last season. But I don't hate it. The cold, he's
He's a Southern California kid.
yeah.
Like I just think that there might be some truth there.
I mean, to a point. I mean, in 2023, he's thrown into the offense last 4 games, first year in the Big 12. Like, it's not a good team, let's be honest. 2024, I mean, yeah, same kind of thing. I feel like after that Utah game, it just wasn't the same.
That was another game. That's another game he was not good in. Was at Utah. And that was a cold game.
Well, he wasn't. Okay, he was kind of bad. No, he didn't throw a pick.
Jack, we watched that game together. He was not good.
Okay, but I mean, it depends what you call bad.
He wasn't
He didn't.
bad in the Utah
He
game.
didn't lose.
But
he didn't
wasn't
lose that
good.
game. He didn't lose that game, but he did lose
Yes.
the Kansas game.
But it's true because bad against Kansas, bad against ASU. I mean, Houston is Houston last year. They were just it was whatever.
You didn't have to do much to do. Yeah,
and
to win
then
that game
against Colorado, I mean, it was just defense.
it was in a dome. It was in a dome. Like
he played. No, that was actually a game that he played bad in.
No, I know it was. Yeah, no,
it was.
No,
it
I
was
know
sneaky.
It was. Yeah.
It was a bad game.
No, it was.
Picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he didn't play good in that game.
That was his cute. That was his worst rating last year. Was Colorado.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Tulane.
Hey, 5 of 17 from him today. I just don't like that's. I know it's Ole Miss. I know it's Ole Miss, but like that's just hard to like believe after like it's
1 of 10 in the first half.
But I think if they win out, I think they get the Group 5.
Yeah,
and I full-heartedly think they can because they play Tulsa, they play East Carolina, Army, UTSA. At Memphis is going to be the big game.
That might be the decider one because Memphis could be another team in that spot.
Yeah. Yep. So it'll be Memphis, Tulane. That's the biggest one, and then you got FAU, Temple, Charlotte. So
let's not forget about USF though.
USF and UNLV.
UNLV struggled today. I don't know if you guys.
They did, but they also didn't.
They won
by 35 and have 5 of 17 from the starting quarterback. All I'm saying is I think what it would come down to, like if those teams are all kind of like right there, do you not think the committee would look at who do you think could like at least compete with whoever they play against in that first round game? Because like, I mean, if Jake Rezoff is doing this against the 13th ranked Ole Miss, like, does that give you any hope that he's going to do that? Like, and so in that scenario, as of right now today, USF would be the team that I would trust most. Like if they were USF, yeah, if they were.
They just did the same thing that Tulane did last week against Florida or Miami.
Yeah, but that's
Miami. But Miami might be a top 4 team in the country when it's all said and done. Carson Beck is really good.
You don't think Ole Miss is going to compete in the SEC?
I mean, it's Lane Kiffin.
I don't think the problem is I don't think that defense is very good, Jack. That's what was alarming.
No, it's true.
It's a Lane Kiffin too. He finds a way to.
It's the same narrative with any G5. If you play a top 10 team, you're going to lose by 30.
Not Boise State.
Well, that's in generational talent.
JNT.
Give them the ball, Raiders, please, for the love.
Holy cow!
All right, let's move to maybe the sexiest matchup of the day: Oklahoma versus Auburn. It was not a sexy game to watch. It was actually pretty brutal to watch. If I'm being honest, this window of games with Dylan Raiola and Jackson Arnold playing quarterback, it was a rough watch because these guys hang on to the ball for 5-6 seconds. They have zero pocket awareness, and it was brutal. But let's start with Oklahoma beating Auburn. Arnold doesn't get his revenge. Jack, take me through what initially stands out from this game.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I just have some big bias against Oklahoma. I just don't like Oklahoma, and I don't know why. I just can't stand Oklahoma, and so I don't think they're a great football team. And
they have 2 ranked wins.
I know, but I just don't
at home though.
I don't know what it is about Oklahoma. I just can't see it yet, and I don't know why.
I can agree with Jack here. I know obviously they beat Michigan. I'm a Michigan fan, but like John Mateer has to do it all on his own. That's what I've watched. And I had Oklahoma fans try and tell me that Jay Knott was some gift from God at the running back position. Where has he been? They were telling me he was better than Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes looks like a top 3 running back in college football right now. I haven't seen Jay Knott do anything through 4 games this year. And I know he might be hurt. He might be whatever. I don't even know. But, like, I'm out here watching John Mateer lead the team in rushing week after week. lead the team in passing week after week. He has to like carry the team on his back. And so as of right now, he's probably the Heisman favorite just because I feel like it's been a weak year so far. But like,
Yeah.
how long can he do that? And that's what I just worry about with Oklahoma. Like, yeah, the defense is good, but how long can he carry that team week in, week out? Like he's doing everything. I don't think he can sustain it.
I also just personally think I look at the gauntlet they just have to go through, and the SEC is just unfortunate because they just have so much talent. And I just don't see Oklahoma matching up versus Texas, at South Carolina versus Ole Miss.
Both those, I don't know.
No, they can match up, but I'm saying that's not like, oh yeah, let's win.
Right.
Do they play? I mean, do they play at Texas or are they hosting Texas?
It's the game in Dallas. The
Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, so it's neutral. So it's 50-50.
Then you got at Tennessee, at Bama versus LSU. Like, I know schedule.
See, I actually kind of like before Tennessee. I think every single game they can win because who's the best quarterback in all of those games?
Mateer.
It's Mateer.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the defense. See,
Jack,
I
Lenore Sellers hasn't looked great, and South Carolina's not that good.
Okay, yeah, I threw in South Carolina. Let's scratch South Carolina.
But like Texas, like Arch has only ever played good against high school level players on these like Sam Houston level teams. Like,
okay, but
he's only played one game against a good team. That was Ohio State. Like, but he did not look good at all.
No.
And he's got to play against a good, arguably maybe a better defense in Oklahoma. Outside of Caleb Downs, can you name me a single player on that Ohio State defense?
I can't name you a single player on any defense.
No, that's okay, sure. But Ohio State lost a lot of production, right, on defense. I don't know. Oklahoma, they look really good on defense right now.
That's fair. I think my bias is just coming too far out with Oklahoma. I've never been.
I don't know why you like hate them. Like
I don't.
I'm not an Oklahoma fan, but I'm not like I'm just calling it how I see it.
I don't know what it is. That's like one team that I just have beef with for no reason at all.
Yeah. You didn't like him when Baker Mayfield was there and planting the flags?
No, I hate the guy. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Oklahoma. I just can't do it.
Kyler Murray never did it for you?
No, I didn't like Kyler. I like Baker.
No, Oklahoma's a good
okay. Maybe you guys already know this. If you don't know this, how many total rushing yards did Oklahoma have today?
Well, I just barely kind of had it, and I just saw that Mateer was the leading rusher with like 29 yards. So, I mean, that's 32. 32 is what they had. That's what.
Yeah.
And Jay Knott didn't even get a single carry. So,
yeah, crazy. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. We got Michigan with a 30-27 win at Nebraska. Everyone was talking up Matt Rule. This was the year they were going to break through, go to the playoff. They were going to finally get a ranked win. Jackson, floor is yours.
Well, did Jack leave because he didn't want to hear me talk about Michigan? Is that what's going on here?
I think he knew what was coming.
Listen, the score doesn't accurately show what happened, I feel like, or even how I felt during this game. I just really never felt like Nebraska threatened. Obviously, that Hail Mary at the end of the first half was just bad clock management by Michigan, not stopping the clock, making a punt, yada, yada, yada. Everybody's going to look at Bryce, see 12 of 22, 105 yards, and be like, oh, handoff Merchant once again. It's like, listen, they're winning games. Like, have you seen his receiving core? I could catch better than some of these guys. I'm sorry.
This is a terror. He has
I saw Samaj Morgan 2-yard slant drop. And I'm just like, and then they run the trick play with Morgan throwing it to I think it was Gooding, and he misses him wide open. Very next
10 feet
play, or
short.
maybe the second play after, Bryce throws an absolute dot to was it McCulley
Yeah,
or
I
was
think
it Gooding
so.
as well? It was one of the two. Perfect strike in the end
Mhm.
zone, drops it. T-Rex arms it. I'm just like, dog, get this man a receiver, man, please. Jeremiah Smith, how much do you need to come down to the real team up north? You know, but I mean, when your run game is when your running backs are averaging Justice Haynes 8.8 yards a carry, Jordan Marshall 13 yards a carry, Bryce is averaging 7.6 yards a carry. Like, why would you not run
Yeah.
the ball? And that's what I don't understand about people always talk about Michigan being handoff merchants. When you can run the ball as well as they can, why would you not play to the strength of your team?
Yeah.
Right. And like, obviously, I want to see more from Bryce. Like, give him the keys, do whatever.
Mhm.
He's a Maserati, you got to drive it. But he
Yeah.
also doesn't have the
He's a
drivers, the
Maserati with flat
receivers.
tires. He
Yeah,
has flat tires.
he doesn't have any receivers to drive to. But I like how they're letting him, run the ball. That designed run he had for
Mhm.
the touchdown was beautiful.
Yep.
Defense 7 sacks today. Like, that's gonna win you a lot of ball games. I mean, if they would have had this level of competent QB play last year, they might be a 10-win, 11-win team last year. I mean,
Yep.
the games they lost that were close against like Illinois, Washington, Indiana, like, they win those games if they had just above average quarterback play. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty confident where they are. They don't really play a super hard schedule this year. Last year, they played all of the good teams in the Big Ten. This year,
Yep.
they were able to duck them, except for obviously Ohio State. And I mean, USC looks pretty good. They got to go to LA
Yeah.
here in a couple weeks. They host Washington, who I think is a decent team as well. They don't got to play Penn State. They don't got to play Oregon again this year.
Oregon.
So,
Yep.
but I think they're sitting pretty good. Things to definitely work on. Catching the football's number one.
Getting
But
faster.
yeah, there's some like discipline type things that they could work on, like some stupid penalties, shooting themselves in the foot, things like that. They can definitely clean up. But Nebraska is always going to be Nebraska. That's also the bottom line. Little Mahomes, doppelganger, Raiola.
Little Mahomie.
He's little Mahomie. He tried playing like in the day, trying to throw these little passes everywhere, and
I love it.
it didn't work out. Didn't work out for him. So
No, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's my thing.
Mhm.
And so if a team can rush 8 yards a carry, you're getting this first down every 2 plays.
yeah.
And so, like, that's my biggest thing is, like, I mean, it's the same thing with the BYU narrative right now. They're giving the ball to LJ Martin quite a bit. They gave him a lot of the ball today, but he's averaging 9 yards a carry. Like, why would you not keep giving him the ball?
Thank you.
And so it's the same thing with Michigan. Like, yeah, you have a 5-star quarterback. You want to see him unleash. You want to see him throw 30 yards downfield, but that's not going to win you football games at the end of the day. And that's not why you're paying him. That's not why he came to Michigan. He came to Michigan to come win. And so if that means first year you're handing the ball off 70% of the time, if I'm a Michigan fan, I'm more than happy about it because I'm seeing success. I'm seeing this dude go 17 carries for 150. How are you not happy about that?
Yeah.
Well, and all
Nebraska-
the talent from him too. Like, once they get some receivers, like his next 2 years after this, like, he's gonna pop off. I legit think he will win a Heisman during his time in college. Like, I just he looks like Cam Newton right now, and I feel like he throws better at his age than Cam Newton did when he was
Yes.
18 years old as a true freshman. So I think it's just a matter of time before he pops off. But just watching, you can see all the talent, all the intangibles. I think he's really smart for an 18-year-old, and he just barely turned 18, by the way. Like, he's a young freshman.
So, you look at Dylan Raiola on the other sideline, threw for 300 something yards. I'm gonna have it right here. Give me a second. 308 yards, 30 of 41, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. You look at the game today, and now I won't lie, like, Dylan made a few more plays in the air than Bryce did. There were a couple. I mean, outside the Hail Mary was just like throw the ball, get lucky. But
Yeah.
Dylan had some pretty crazy throws. that look good. But Bryce doesn't make the stupid mistakes that ruin drives that Dylan does. So even though he threw for 300 yards, Dylan was taking sacks that he just shouldn't have been taking. Dylan was throwing he was just hitting like he was just taking too many chances, honestly. And like that's the thing about Bryce where he's super composed in the pocket and I don't ever feel like he's going to make the mistake that's going to lose you the game. Whereas
Exactly.
like Dylan and who phenomenal talent, but he is a guy where it's like I don't know, like I think he's going to make the mistake. And to go along with your point, Jack, Nebraska's defense against Cincinnati in a game that they won, Cincinnati had like a 70% success rate running the football. So if you're Michigan, your entire game plan today was, oh, well, if Cincinnati had that much success running the football, like we're Michigan. Like our entire brand for our last 70 years of football has been we run the football. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's they came in. It shouldn't have been as close as it was. Um, you know, we can argue about Sharon Moore being a good coach. Biff Poggi is definitely not the answer, is what we learned today in terms of game
Clock
management.
management.
Yeah. Um, we'll see if Sharon is the guy for the future. I hope he is. I don't know if he is, but
He's a great recruiter.
he is. He
But he
is,
needs to
but
realize he doesn't have the O line he had with Harbaugh. But they got to get back to getting some guys up front. But
yeah, absolutely. I think those were all the games in the afternoon window. So let's get to the evening window. You guys want to start with Illinois, Indiana, Arizona State, Baylor, or Florida, Miami? Jack, I'll let you pick.
We can go. Let's go Illinois. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. 63-10 says enough for me.
Statement.
Yeah, just pure domination, if you will say it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's not much to say. The scoreboard says it itself. This is the type of game that the scoreboard does tell the whole story. And I can just leave it at that for my comments.
Jackson.
I was not an Illinois believer going into this game. I've never been a Brett Bielema guy or a Luke Altmaier guy, and I was proven right. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. As a stockholder on Luke Altmaier Island, I am I'm looking at the stock market right now and I'm seeing a lot of guys skyrocketing and Luke Altmaier is a guy who's crashed and burned tonight. And that was, I thought he was a, top 10 quarterback in the country and I was hoping that at some point he would be able to show it against a good team and nope, I was wrong. Like he's good against teams that are less talented than him, but he does not raise his team in the big moments, and that's really sad. But yeah, you guys said it. But we should give Indiana their flowers. They finally beat a good team.
That is my
Well,
question.
supposedly.
I just want like a quick yes or no.
Yeah.
Do you think Indiana will compete in the Big Ten this year?
I do, and can I pose another question back to you? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Indiana, let's say they compete in the Big Ten title game, maybe they win it. Fernando Mendoza, is he going to be in New York for the Heisman ceremony? After tonight, 21 to 23, 5 touchdowns. He's been really good all year. If they are like true contenders in the Big Ten,
I don't think that happens.
No.
They're
you got at Oregon, you got at Penn State.
They're not contenders for the Big Ten, but they are a playoff caliber team. Yes. That's where I'm at. Like they are not Ohio State, Oregon, and we're gonna find out next Saturday if Penn State is like we're gonna find out if
or Oregon, either of them.
Oh no, I'm all the way in
Well,
on Oregon. I'm
I
Jackson.
want
I
I want to see I want to see those two play because they're historically known for choking big games. So I want to see it. You know,
Yes.
I want to see which
That's
team
gonna
is
be a
the.
fun one.
But I do think Oregon is better this year than they were last year. But
I think Oregon wins by a lot,
I wanna
and
see it.
Dante Moore's way better than Dylan Gabriel
where's
is.
that game? Where's that game? I agree with that. I agree with
Penn
that. Where's the
State.
game at?
Penn State. And it's
If-
at
if
night,
Oregon
dude.
wins-
It's
if
a
Oregon
whiteout
wins
at
there-
night.
If Oregon wins there, I will buy a lot of stock in them.
Give me Penn State
Which-
double digits.
Whoa. Okay.
Not Drew Allar. No.
Yep.
All right. Well, looks like me and Jack are going to blows next week.
Not Drew Allar. Not Drew-
Yeah. This game was pretty good. Penn State didn't play this week, but Bo Perbula, are you if you're a Penn State fan, you are on a scale of 1 to 10, how upset are you that Bo Perbula is not the starting quarterback for Penn State right now?
That's hard to say. I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter. It's Penn State. Now, that's just where I'm
Okay.
at with them. You know, I got a 5. I don't know. Like, is Drew Allar, like I will say this about Drew Allar. I've never been high on him, but I think he had some good plays in the playoff last year. Like they went farther
Mhm.
than I thought they were gonna go. I can't say he didn't surprise me a little bit last year, but like this year, they haven't played anybody so far, and they haven't really like truly dominated in some of these games. Like
They haven't looked good. I don't
should
know
be.
if you
No.
caught any of the
and
FIU
like
game. It didn't look good
Yeah.
offensively.
Well, then even like Keytron Allen and Singleton, like I don't
Right.
know, they haven't dominated the way that you would think two senior, or at least they're both seniors, right? Two senior running backs would
Yeah.
dominate, and I don't know.
I think the extra week off is going to help them, which is why I'm taking them as a double point favorite.
All right.
That's just me.
All
And I
right.
know it's just me. But anyway, let's get back to this last week.
Yeah. Arizona State Baylor. We got I'm gonna name him Field Goal Jesus. You know, we got Touchdown Jesus. This guy's Field Goal Jesus.
That's
Jesus Gomez hits a game-winning field goal for Arizona State at Baylor. A lot of people were off Arizona State once they lost to Mississippi State. I am not one of those people. Arizona State's still a good team. They're still a contender for the Big 12. They're not the favorite by any means, but they are a contender. And Sam Levitt kind of gave it back to the haters a little bit tonight. I'm not gonna lie. So that was a big win for me, Jack. Should we are we crowning Jesus Gomez field goal Jesus?
Yeah, but I don't know how many more field goal game winners he's going to be hitting the rest of the season because I don't think these games are going to be field goal difference, if I'm being honest.
Every game in the Big 12 is a 3-point game, Jack.
No, not at TCU next week, versus TCU at Utah versus Texas Tech at Iowa State. They got
Gosh, that is a murderer's row, man.
So that's why I don't think they're going to be competing this year. I think they just have too tough. They got to play the top teams in the conference this year.
But they're going to win a couple of those, right?
They can play spoiler for sure, which means they can end up being in the conference championship. And that's why I love the Big 12 this year is everyone's so mediocre that anyone can be in that championship, which is awesome.
I wouldn't say mediocre.
They are mediocre.
No. I wouldn't say mediocre.
if
I
not
just think everyone's like well-rounded. I think that's a better way to say it.
It's the same thing. You're just using a different word.
I know I think it's mediocre sounds like they suck. Well-rounded teams that are like,
Okay.
I
Okay, but if you're a Power 4 conference, Big 12 is the last Power 4 conference.
Not the bottom, but definitely the top.
Yeah, because I think the ACC outside of Miami and Florida State, I think the Big 12 clears the rest of that conference.
That's fair.
But I think top heavy, yeah, they don't have the heavy hitters at the top.
We
But I
got
think
like 8
they've-
teams that can
I
win
think I think that's people disrespect the Big 12, but like they've got a lot of just quality teams.
good teams.
Mhm.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna beat the brakes off a top SEC or top Big 10 team, but they've got. I mean, Arizona State competed with Texas last year. Like,
No, they did.
they could have won that. Should have won that game. But,
4th and 13, man.
well,
Still not
Oh,
a
there was a
whoa,
couple.
hey.
There was a couple targeting. There was a couple calls that
Hey,
Yeah.
no swearing on this.
SEC bias.
Yeah. Okay. Other big takeaway. First time Baylor's offense has been stopped all year. Like,
Yeah.
Baylor was looked at as a contender coming in the season. Are we completely off that now that they're 2-2?
Probably. I'm probably also off the Sawyer Robertson Heisman contention train just because 2 losses. Like, obviously, no wins and losses don't mean everything because Travis Hunter won the Heisman last year. But as a quarterback, being 2-2, like obviously he's putting up these crazy games, and I think he deserves some more respect on the national media side of things. But I don't know they already got 2 wins now. Like we just said, the Big 12's got a lot of deep teams. Like it's hard to see them bouncing back. But hey, they kind of did this last year where they started out slow and they went on like a great run at the end of the year. So it could happen, but is it going to be too little, too late again? I guess we'll see.
Would you buy low on Baylor, Jack?
I would buy low. I think they're one of the 7 teams that could win this league, and I think they're like around that 7th team. And so I could see them finishing 2nd in the league. I can see them finishing 9th.
Yeah.
It just depends on how the ball bounces this year for Baylor. And I like their schedule that they have. They play a lot of bottom half teams in the conference. And so with that being said, I think that's why I would buy very low on them. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't. I'd probably buy like 1 stock.
Okay. It's like, a little Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we'll throw $1 at y'all.
I don't know
Penny
if I'm buying
stocks.
any Arizona State. I don't know if I'm buying any Arizona State stock even after tonight. I don't know. I just feel like Cam Scatterbo, that was their heart and soul last year. He won them a lot of games. And I think Levitt's a good quarterback, and I think Tyson's a good receiver. Might be wide receiver 1 in the draft. But I don't know, Scatterbo was just anytime you needed something, you just go to him and he would get it done. And I don't know. I don't think they're a bad team. I don't think like they're necessarily as good as they were last year though. But I like Dillingham. I got to see more from them. Like they're in a weird spot for me.
Would you buy stock in Baylor before Arizona State?
I don't know. Big 12 is so weird. I'd buy more stock in Robertson than Sam Levitt at the moment, if that counts. I would do that, but maybe, yeah. Especially with Arizona State's schedule, yeah. Probably, but not by a whole large wide margin. But I think barely. I probably would take Baylor stock more, but it's close.
That's crazy. No. They
I don't
have.
think it's that crazy.
They have what? Okay, I know they don't have Cam Scatterbo. Boo-hoo, whatever. Okay, Raleek Brown is good.
He is. But Cam Scatterbo is different.
Boo-hoo.
I'm just saying.
Boo-hoo.
Wasn't he?
Raleek Brown is good. No.
No, Raleek Brown is good. I agree, but I'm just saying.
Jordan
he could
Tyson.
do it all. He could throw the ball. He could catch the ball. He could run the ball.
Have you guys seen Jordan Tyson play football? Have you guys?
I just said he's wide receiver 1 in the draft.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He is better than Cam Scatterbo.
But it's just him though on the receiving end of things.
You can hand the ball off to Cam Scatterbo. You can't hand the ball off to Tyson. You got to get it to him.
Oh, they. Did you see that 2-point play? Did you see the 2-point play?
I did, yes.
They schemed Jordan Tyson wide open.
Okay.
Listen.
Kenny Dillingham can get that guy the ball. And guess what?
Listen,
Tonight, Derek, Eusebio, sorry, I screwed that name, had 2 wide open plays because guess who's getting all the attention? Jordan Tyson. Shimon
No, the Billy
Mateer
defense isn't that good
is
either.
has caught Shimon Mateer is coming on recently. Like, yeah, they struggle against Mississippi State, whatever. Okay, but this like, oh, like Arizona State was just Cam Scatterboo, and now that he
We got
left,
an
they're
Arizona-
dumpster fire. Like, oh my gosh, it
We
is.
got an Arizona homer over here.
Hey,
So
don't I need to
what?
remind you that
Sue
Sam
me.
Levis started
Sue
his
me.
Sam Levis started his career at Michigan State. Do I need to remind you that?
I'm aware of where he started, but it just goes to show that when you go to a coach that can actually coach quarterbacks,
That's fair.
Okay,
it
but
goes a
I
long
am
way.
saying, I'm just to get back on that. I think having a Heisman type running back is more important than having a Heisman type wide receiver, because you can give that ball to that running back 20 plus times a game. You can't give a wide receiver the ball 20 plus times. It's just not possible. And so that's why I think this Arizona State team is worse, just because of the fact that they lost a Heisman candidate type running back to the NFL. Even if they have this talent wide receiver, even if they have a good running back, I just believe that you can't give the ball to a wide receiver as much as you can to a running back, which is why this team isn't as good as last year's team.
Okay. But their defense might be better. It might be better, Jack. Jack, it might be better. Did you see that defensive line? Did you see that defensive line tonight?
You also have to know they hit a game-winning field goal. Like, these teams are as even as they come.
I saw that same defense you're talking about get burned on a cover 0 play at Mississippi State. So
that's coaching. That's coaching.
Okay,
that's coaching. That's coaching, Jackson. We can fix bad coaching better than we can fix bad
that line
play.
didn't get to the quarterback quick enough.
That's a Clemson. That's a Clemson.
Yeah, tell it to Clemson.
That's because they want max protect, and the fastest receiver in the country just ran white. Oh.
Arizona homer. Move on.
Arizona State.
Okay. We got Florida, Miami. Snoozer. It was rainy. It was wet. DJ Lagway sucks. Like,
I don't think DJ Lagway sucks. I just think he plays for Florida.
Dude, come on. You can't watch the LSU game and say that the problem is anyone but DJ.
Listen, you just said coaching is important. So can coaching not be important for the quarterback?
I said it can be fixed easier.
Listen, when they went to him last year, he saved Billy Napier's job, and now Billy Napier's not helping him out. I still believe in him. I just I don't know. They need Dan Mullen back. That's what we talked about earlier. They need Dan Mullen back.
It's true.
Oh, we lost Kevin.
It's true. No, I'm with you. I think Florida's a good team. They're just in the SEC, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like, I legit think Florida is a really good football team. It just sucks that they have such a crazy schedule.
They have the hardest schedule
at Miami versus Texas, at Texas A&M versus Georgia, at Ole Miss versus Tennessee versus Florida State. Like, you're playing.
No, they got the hardest schedule in the country. It's not even close.
So it just sucks. Like, I think they're a good team, but they're gonna finish 3-9, 4-8, which sucks.
It does suck.
Okay.
I like Lagway. I just think that they just got so much stuff to overcome. And it's just it's kind of like with Dabo being at Clemson. It's there's just sometimes things just aren't working, and it's just out of your control. And I just think that's what Florida's at right now. It's just they're just in a weird spot where it's it's hard to break out of, and being in the SEC is part of that, but not having the right coach is another part of that as well. And I don't know who can legit turn it around right away. I don't know if there even is a guy. I know the Florida fans, their pipe dream would be to get Urban Meyer, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone that could save him, at least right away.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I just have to set the record straight on something. Okay. DJ Lagway was 13 of 26 versus LSU last year. A
Last year, last
50%
week.
completion percentage last year. I'm going last year.
Last year, okay.
Okay. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Okay. Against Ole Miss, 10 of 17, 180 yards, 58% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Okay. Then they beat Florida State, they beat Tulane, they beat Kentucky, they beat Mississippi State, they beat UCF when he played, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did we just see Florida just play kind of good last year to the end of the season, and then we were like, oh well, it was Lagway and he changed everything about them. I just struggled to see why everyone was talking about him and why everyone still believes in him. Like I'm very quick to forget that guys are 5 stars, and maybe that's a blessing and a curse, but I never watched him last year and was like, this guy is elevated Florida. I thought their defense came on at the end of last season and that Lagway made enough plays to win. And this year he hasn't done that. And that's the only difference.
Yeah, and I mean that makes sense. I think there are a lot of 5 stars that underperform, right? Especially at the quarterback position.
Mhm.
I just think that playing for Florida in the SEC, I just think that's a hard task to ask from someone, and it'd be kind of like a rookie quarterback in the NFL, like Jackson Dart. If the Giants threw him into the fire and he sucks right away, I'm not really gonna blame him.
Cam Ward
That
this
I mean, well, I'm hear me on this Jackson Dart. Like the Giants, like look at Daniel Jones right now. Like career is revitalized, right? Because he actually has coaching. He has competent people around him.
Jackson.
What?
Jack,
You think,
you
you
want
think
to
Brian Dable?
you want to
You
lay
think Brian
on my
Dable's a good
man?
coach?
No.
Listen,
Give him your Colts and Daniel Jones take.
who me?
No, Jack.
Him?
Yeah, Jack.
What?
Jack, give it to him.
No,
Give it to him.
we'll save this for a different
Say it for
time.
another day. But listen, but like Daniel Jones, I'm not even a big Daniel Jones guy, but he's playing better. Whoever the Giants throw out there is going to be a dumpster fire because the whole organization is a dumpster fire. And I just feel that way with like Lagway and Florida. It's just like Billy Napier can be winning one week and everything will be sunshine and rainbows. He loses one game and it's like, fire him. It's just such a mess down there. And you have like, obviously it's a big football college town. Like the outside noise is probably getting to him. He obviously plays hard schedule. You're getting like no break to play a breather of a team during the year because even their non-conference was hard playing USF. It's just a tough gig to ask a 19-year-old to do.
But are they really asking him to do a lot? Like LSU's offense, how many points did they score last week?
20.
Was it like 20?
13.
Yeah. Well,
because
That's
one was the pick six.
yeah.
Right.
Right? They didn't ask him to do a whole lot. If it was Bryce Underwood gets that, like just simply like not turning the football over, Bryce
I
Underwood
think
probably
they
wins that
beat
game.
LSU if Bryce Underwood is that quarterback.
But
DJ Lagway. I don't think they win either LSU or Miami if any other quarterback, any 18-year-old 5 stars, the quarterback of the
yeah.
Okay.
You think
maybe that's a bad.
But you think anyone? Do you think it'd be the same result if it was like
regardless.
Bryce? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it would be too.
Okay.
Because but if it was Michigan, yeah, maybe
they would have won against South Florida, but LSU Miami is just a different beast.
Do you think if it was like Michigan playing that same level of like an LSU team that where they got him at, like you think that'd be different because Michigan's more competent than Florida.
I still
mean-
think Clemson loses.
I mean,
to
Probably.
he
But-
was just running backwards and throwing the ball into triple coverage last week.
Right.
Like you can say he's
LSU has a
19.
good LSU has a great defense.
I agree,
By the
but
way.
but it didn't change the fact that he was just like blindly throwing balls into triple coverage, thrown across his body, like just like simple things that this guy was. All these quarterbacks you see it every single year. The freshman quarterbacks get better and better
Yeah.
because they've been developed better and better. This guy's probably had NFL quarterbacks training him for years, right? And he just, I don't know, man. And you guys are probably right that like it's a situation more than it is Lagway, but like I think
I
if you
need to
just
wait-
have a guy who doesn't throw interceptions, you are in a different spot this season.
I need to wait to the end of the year before I can. I got to see him play another, like the rest of this year. Just like if he sucks the rest of the year, then we can revisit this. But
Yeah, I mean, if he's sucking against Mississippi State and Kentucky and those teams, then like for sure that guy has issues. But if you're
Okay.
struggling against LSU at LSU,
in
if you're
Death Valley,
struggling-
yeah,
if you're struggling against 2 top 5 teams, and that's, I mean, let's be honest, any team that's not ranked playing a top 5 team on the road is going to struggle.
Mhm.
At least that's how I see it.
All right. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't.
see.
I don't understand Lagway.
Yeah, we will see. Like,
we'll see. Yeah,
I'm not buying any stock in Lagway. I'm just trying to
Okay.
give him kind of the
yeah.
benefit.
I'm
Yeah.
not buying any more. I'm just staying where I'm at. I'm just trusting the process.
I don't
'cause he
think
could
he's
go-
going to do
'cause
anything.
like if he goes and balls out against some good team, like randomly, like it could happen. Like, but I'm not saying it will,
Okay.
but like it could.
I think it's just an
All right.
unfortunate situation this year for
Yeah.
the whole Gator team.
Okay. I think that's all. I think we hit all the games. Quickly, Wisconsin, Oklahoma State, 2 jobs definitely opening up at the end of the season, I believe. Yeah. Fickle's gone.
You think Fickle's gone?
That they got beat by a not good Maryland team.
Maryland's decent.
You're not worried about that game before the trap game before the game
Only
at Maryland?
only because that's what Michigan does every year.
Uh,
It's just tradition to struggle against Maryland
I
before
know,
beating
but-
Ohio State's behind.
I don't know.
Yeah, Wisconsin's not great this year and hasn't been for a while. Oklahoma State's awful. So
Yeah.
That was the coach. That was the coach I was thinking of.
Gundy.
That was was Gundy. What do you do with Gundy? It's him and Dabo. What do you do with him? You can't really
trade.
you can't really get rid of him. Like,
Oh,
isn't he on like a lifetime contract? Like, what's his buyout? Like, what do you do with him? He's a legendary coach, but it's just like it's over. Like, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. It's Gundy.
Gundy's awful, dude.
I just what happened? Like what
No,
happened?
They didn't use the
Seriously.
portal. They didn't use the portal.
Crazy.
There you go, him
Again.
and Dabo, man.
All right. BYU game. Give you more hope or less hope, Jack?
Much more. I was very pleasant with the way it ended up. I thought it was good to see Bear throw the ball farther than 2 yards downfield.
He was zipping it.
18 of 25 for 246 is very good for a freshman quarterback, and I was very pleased with that. LJ Martin, 14 for 101. Again, just
Clinical.
loved the offense. We finally gave Chase Roberts the ball as well. So I'm just very pleased with the whole offensive standpoint, which is where my biggest concerns were. And then defense, I love this defense so much. Like,
Mhm.
they're just flying around making plays. I love Trey Alexander III. I love Evan Johnson. Like, I think our corners are better than last year, which is nuts to say because we had Jacob Robinson. But I think we're more
Hey, don't sleep
experienced.
on Mark Collins.
That's true too. Mark Collins. I'm sorry, Mark. And Maury Bamba. Love Bamba. Like, I just really love our secondary. and then our just backers are just nuts. So I love this team, and I'm just a homer, but it's just fun to watch our offense actually do something.
Yeah. Jackson, they finally gave up a touchdown. Are you
Yeah.
you concerned that they
No, not
defense
well.
showed a weakness?
No, because I think they answered my question. I'm more the opposite of Jack in this. I trusted their offensive playmakers so far. Obviously, they haven't really let Bear do a whole lot, but I was glad they opened it up with him. But my biggest thing going into this game was just with their secondary hold up because they haven't been tested yet.
Mhm.
I mean, they've played really two incompetent throwing offenses, so that was my biggest question mark. Obviously, with East Carolina's averaging 41 pass attempts a game going into the game, I was just like, is the secondary, are they legit? And I think they showed a lot of good stuff. Can I buy all the stock in the secondary yet? I don't think I can, but I mean, when your front seven is that good, you can live with a not as good of a secondary because the quarterback's not going to have a lot of time to throw, right? And
Yeah.
Jack Kelly looked amazing tonight. Glasgow looks really good once again. I do like Evan Johnson. Obviously, the 2 picks, which I think came from absolute boneheaded decisions from the quarterback throwing across your body on the goal line and then trying to throw a back shoulder fade, miscommunication with the receiver for a pick 6 on the 1-yard line. Terrible, inexcusable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like Raider Mooney. I don't know if I trust the other safeties a whole lot.
Tanner Wall, dude. Tanner Wall got a pick.
He's hit or miss for me. I'm not a big Tommy Prasis guy.
I hate Tom.
Hey, I didn't say Tommy. I said Tanner Wall.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you though.
Hey, keep your white guys straight.
I'm just
okay?
telling you though. I don't
keep
know
the
if
white safeties.
I'm not a big fan
We
of
don't want
him. But I do think the other younger corners could clean it up a
They're
little
talented,
bit.
dude.
They are talented. Again, they haven't been tested a whole lot yet. Today was a good start.
Did you guys?
But
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just say like you're gonna have to play like Texas Tech and TCU.
They're gonna get tested
this year, and that's gonna be like, can they hold on in those games? I know the front seven can, but like if their lines are blocking for TCU and Texas Tech, like how far can you hold on? So that's my biggest question mark probably at BYU through these first couple games, but we'll see what happens.
I think my favorite part of this game and just like watching BYU this year is anytime someone makes a mistake, like the targeting call in week 1, and then Trey Alexander tonight getting the unsportsmanlike conduct. They always pan to Kalani talking to the guy, yelling at him, but then like giving him a hug, And so that's what I really enjoy about this team. It's like it's just family, Like you're gonna get mad at them, you're gonna show them why they were wrong, but like it's that discipline and then the love after it, which is why I think this defense is just so together. Is because they want everyone to do something, And then when someone makes a mistake, they show big discipline, knock them on the head, but then give them a hug after, And so that's why I think it's all going to come together for BYU. And I don't see them being tested until Utah at home. Because they got at Colorado. I don't trust Colorado. You got West Virginia coming to Provo.
East Carolina's better than Colorado.
Yeah. And then you got West Virginia coming to Provo, night game. I think we win that easily. At Arizona, not too worried.
They've surprised
their
me
offensive
so far.
line. Arizona's offensive line has looked really good, and Fafita is not. He kind of had the problem last year where it was like, F it, McMillan's down there somewhere. And it bit him in the butt a bunch. And this year,
not having
he's
McMillan's actually helping him.
It's actually kind of helping him.
Yeah,
and their defense, they have some ballers.
Okay, I haven't really watched.
They look way better than last year. They really do. But I
guess
still
that's
think.
But BYU should still win that game.
We should win that, and then
it's
Utah,
just
Iowa
you
State,
Tech. Yeah, Jay Hill's peeking ahead to Utah during that Arizona State or during that Arizona week of prep. That's
Yeah.
a concerning part, is that Arizona's good enough in that
That's fair.
spot to
That's
and
Yeah.
like I loved what we all three of us are in agreement. We love what we saw from Bear tonight. He's still a freshman. He's still gonna have a game where all of a sudden he just throws like 3 picks randomly. Probably.
I don't think
You
he
know,
will.
y-
I
every
really
freshman
don't
has a
think-
moment though.
I know, but I think like I was saying earlier, like we've seen 4 freshman quarterbacks look really good, like to start the year, and he's one of them. Him, Bryce,
Mhm.
JKS for Cal, and
I
Washington
don't think
for
just
Maryland.
because he's not a gunslinger, I don't think he's
Mhm.
going to make those mistakes. Because I think he's going to tuck it and take a 5-yard loss, then throw the ball in double coverage, which most freshman quarterbacks would do, which most Retzlaff type players would do, is just
Mhm.
try to sling it in there. Bear isn't a gunslinger, which I don't think is to his benefit as much as some people will agree or disagree. But
Mhm.
that also comes with he's going to make less mistakes.
He's got some Bryce qualities in him, honestly. Coachable, good arm, can run, athletic. Like everybody hates on these handoff merchants, but they don't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
And they make the team winning play. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't ask for more in a quarterback on a team that's built like this. Like it's just
Especially as a freshman quarterback.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
All right. That's the show. We went way longer than we were planning on, but it was a lot of fun. Hopefully Jackson will be able to sneak away from his prestigious columns and articles that he's writing for the big 3-letter company in Utah. So I'm a Michigan fan too, probably not as big of a fan as Jackson. So anytime Michigan does anything relevant, good or bad, we'll definitely have to bring him on and drink his tears or
Yep. I'll be drinking them.
But yeah,
Yeah.
great show. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace.